Okay guys, here's the final video about the helmet lights. This is going to be just me talking about them all and just going over each and every one in detail, pros, cons, and then which one I like the best. So make sure you stick around to the end because I'm going to go over the best helmet light I've ever used. And that's absolutely honest, and I've used lots of helmet lights from racing in the Baja 1000 to riding at night to racing 24-hour races, all that kind of stuff. So stick with us for this video. Alright guys, that was awesome. I hope you enjoyed the first part of that video. There's not a ton of writing in it because honestly the GoPro just sucks at capturing nighttime stuff, and there's, I don't know, a way to fix it. Maybe someone here, if someone knows how to fix or change the aperture setting or the f-stop or something like that on a GoPro to make it be able to pick up the light better, let me know. I know there's no aperture or f-stop for real on that, so please, all you actual photograph people, don't jump down my throat. Anyway, whatever. So, coffee's so good. It's 10 o'clock and it's raining out there. So, again, also, I want to say I'm sorry to you guys and sorry to Dango Design for not actually putting the light on and riding tonight. But I have a bunch of time on the Dango from the first review of me riding out here at Peach, and then also I rode all the night section of the Death March with it. So I've got a really good thing. It just didn't want to get stuck out in the rain. So let's do these things in order. Let's start with the Desert Unlimited. First of all, Desert Unlimited packaging, brilliant. It's really, really good. Nice little bag, says Desert Unlimited on it. Zipper's good on it. It's got a little pocket. Anyway, it's a nice thing. It's just pretty slick. Battery is nice. It's small, easy to deal with. It's got USB charging on it, so you could actually, if you had a bike with a power and you wanted to wire an outlet, so you could charge anyway. So you could have endless light with this one. It's pretty cool. Also, on and off switch is pretty sweet. Shows the charge right there, which I like on the battery. That's really, really nice. Let's see, I like the fact that you can turn that battery off so it's not drawing anything sitting in a bag or whatever. If you accidentally, if you wanted to like plug it in and chuck it in your bag so you didn't have to deal with it out there, it couldn't accidentally like get pushed and turned on. So I like that a lot. That's pretty sweet. Also, battery life is great. If you guys watched the runtime video, you saw it lasted just a little over 3 hours, like everything else, so that's awesome. The light, guys, the light is brilliant. This thing is good. It's Baja Designs. We all know Baja Designs builds really, really good lights. I mean, amazing lights, so not a surprise at all. I really like the lens that they put on it. It's a... let's see, I have an amber, but anyway, so it's a clear lens. It's got no striations, no nothing, so it's just a spot. But it's got enough flood like sides that you can really see, and the thing throws a beam a very, very, very long way. For 2370 or 2400 lumens ish, this thing is stinking bright, really bright, and it's great. The on-off switch, it's not great. It's like all the other ones that have the on-off switch on the cord. I don't love it. You got to kind of fiddle around, push it really hard. It's a little easier to push than the other ones that are on the cord, but I don't know. I know that's really what you get when you get Baja Designs. There's not really any other way to do it. But if I had to say it down, I don't love that. So, guys, the connections... that sucks. You gotta fix that. Desert Unlimited. First of all, let me back up and say giant thank you to Desert Unlimited for sending me this light with a return tag and everything. I don't even have to pay to send it back. So thank you very much for sending me this and giving me the chance and opportunity to test it and review it. My biggest down or con to this light is this. That comes apart super easy. I don't like that at all. We ride in the bushes and kind of scrub a lot. If you're in the trees, you're going to have it you know, theoretically, hopefully you do a really good job of routing it and all that, but let's be honest, it's usually nighttime when you're putting these things on. You're not paying that much attention. Also, you're banging, going, it gets a little bit loose. If this thing catches on something, it's lights out right now. So I don't like that. I don't like that about it. I would like to see that get fixed. The mount is good. I like the GoPro part of it. I like the fact that it's a GoPro, so you can put it on anything with the GoPro sticky on it. So you can put it on the side, you can put it on the top, you can put it wherever. I really like the fact that it's easy to twist it and turn it and move it, so that you can get the thing where you want it really easy. Just grab it. Okay, that's good, and you're good. And then if it's not quite right, you can grab it and move it while you're riding just really fast. I like that a lot. Also, if you guys look, it's got this thing, so it kind of sticks up high, which is good for up high, like I talked about earlier in the video. So it clears your visor and you get a good thing with no shadows. But it is kind of up there and could catch on stuff. So if you want to run it down on the side, which this thing would work really well like that too, you can flip this around. Anyway, you can make it low profile. I'm not going to do it, but anyway, they sent me a picture, and it works really well. So you can make this a lot more low profile. But I love how easy it is to twist and turn it. What I don't like about this mount is that it's a GoPro mount, and if you catch it on something or you crash and go bang, it's gonna break something here, right? So the light will be fine, most likely. These things are incredibly strong. I've crashed the crap out of these things, and they're super strong. So the light will be fine. That's not gonna be an issue. But you'll either gonna break this part of the GoPro thing, or this part, you know, some plastic thing's gonna break, or you break the thing on the helmet. And then there you are in the weeds with no way to mount it back on. Now, obviously, most of us are going to have a pack on. We're going to have tape, safety wire, whatever. You'll get it back on, but what a freaking hassle. Especially at 10, 11, 12, 30, 1 o'clock. You're racing the 1,000, for instance, right? They pride themselves on building stuff for racing the 1,000. And then there you are, just because you had a tip over, you got too close to a tree or cactus or whatever, and it snapped it off, and now you're like trying to wrestle the thing back on. So I don't like that about it, but I do really like the adjustability. So give and take. Charging was super easy and fast, as fast as anything else with a lithium battery, so it was good. Yeah, overall, this is a great light, really good light. It's got a few things I'd like to see changed before I think it's like absolutely the best, but it's a really, really good light. So great job, Desert Unlimited. Really good. Also comes in right at like $275 for light battery, ready to go. They have an amber lens for it. They sent me one. I was actually going to run it tonight just to match it up with the other one, but I kind of forgot. So anyway, doesn't matter. Amber really is only important in the dust. Like out here at night by yourself, I like the white light personally better. I don't know, my eyes like it better, so whatever. So yeah, awesome light. All right, then we went to the Task Racing. All right, Task Racing packaging leaves a little bit to be desired. This is how it comes. No big deal. Whatever. Anyway, but it's not great. It's not, it's not as slick as the Desert Unlimited. Because honestly, one of the things I like about this packaging, I know it costs more money, makes it cost more to us or whatever, but it's nice because when you package it all up, you can just slide it into your toolbox, whatever, and it's nice. Everything's there. And you're not going to lose it. It's not going to break down. So honestly, that's pretty awesome. So Task packaging, not great, but whatever. I know that most people don't care. You can just go buy a little nylon bag, right? Let's start with the Task. Is I think almost $250 now. They've had to raise their price. Things have gone up. It used to be $212 or $180. Anyway, whatever. It's a little over $200. So, and that's light and battery, ready to rock and roll. It's lightweight. Again, the Desert Unlimited, it's a little on the heavy side out of all these. It and the Motominded are going to be the heaviest because the lights are just kind of heavy. But Task, 42, 43, 4,500 lumens is what they're claiming. It's got 4 little LEDs. This one has the amber lens in it. You can put a different lens in it. I think you unscrew this. Anyway, it's super simple. You can put the clear lens in it, so it's really easy. I like being able to put an amber lens on things. It is nice, especially if you ride with friends or whatever. The mount. Let's start. Yeah, so let's start with the mount. The mount. Well, actually, let's start with the light. Excuse me. The light is very, very good. It's more flood than the other ones. It's more of a flood light, so it doesn't throw as far. It's a little harder to ride with only this at speed. It doesn't. It's a little. You just can't quite see far enough out there to really twist it, but would make a very, very good companion to a good headlight, because it does a really good job of flooding. Really, really good job of flooding. The little 4 LEDs and the little lens seems like it works really good for just throwing a whole bunch of light, pretty far enough, but to really cover right around you when you're going through turns and stuff like that. So I really like the light. I like the on-off switch. It's on the thing. It's not on the cord, making the cord heavy and all that crap. Excuse me, stuff. It's yeah. I really, honestly, I know it's silly, but I really like the button being on the light. It's nice. Also, it's got an indicator showing your charge on back here. It's just green, and then it turns to orange or yellow, and then red. Anyway, whatever. It changes color, but it's over here, so you're never going to see it. But it is nice. I guess your friends or whatever, you can see it. The adjustability leaves a little bit to be desired, because you can't just grab it and twist it. You got to pull it off, move it, put it back on, pull it off, move it, put it back on. So if you're real anal retentive about that, you're going to have a hard time. And then when you get it on there, it'll be okay, great. But then when you take it back off, you'll never find it again anyway. So I don't love that. So it's on the side. Most people think run them on the side. You can run them up top, whatever. But so that adjustability is a little odd. The other one is pretty good. It's got these 2 screws. I showed you before, but these 2 screws right here, and then you can just like that. And so that's pretty cool. And it works good. It's not as easy as grabbing it or turning it, but it works pretty well, and it's easier than the Velcro part of it. Also, quick note, they send you with a curved one of these and a flat one. So there's the flat one. So depending on your helmet, you use the right one. Honestly, my helmet, my Fly, this doesn't fit that great where I wanted to have it. So, I mean, it held on, it's fine, but I don't know, it didn't fit awesome, so that's a consideration. The connection, since I talked about it on that one, is good. You come like this, and then you can hear it, and it doesn't want to come apart. Brilliant job, guys. Desert Unlimited, this is what you need to use. I don't care if it costs more money, you should do it. It's a lot better. Battery life was good, 3 hours like everything else. Yeah, I think it's a great light. I like this light a lot. I think, again, it's going to fall really well into a companion with a good headlight. All right, now, let's go to Motominded. This is not the case for Motominded. Motominded, I don't know if it comes in the case or not. I got mine not in a case because Chris was kind enough to give me a deal on it. So it showed up in just a box and whatever. I don't know if they come in a case for people who pay full retail, but so here's the light. Classic, wonderful Baja Designs light. It's great. It's really, whatever. It's just good. It makes a ton of light at 2400 lumens, whatever they claim. It's super bright. Now, Motominded's, I don't have... Let's see. Hang on. I don't think I have the other lenses. No, I don't have the other lenses here. They're at the shop. It doesn't matter. But, like, if you look at that, see those, like, striations right there? So that, if you were watching the earlier part of the video, that's what makes it, like, go super wide and floody. Floody, that's a new word. And that's really, really good when you're running a bike light because it gives you this big, wide thing so you can see through turns, and it's really nice. If you're going to use this as a solo, I would want that out and a clear one in, so it was more like the Desert Unlimited light. or exactly like the Desert Unlimited light, let's be honest. So, yeah, so it didn't, tonight, as a solo light, it didn't quite perform like the Desert Unlimited. It wasn't quite as good, but it was good. So, and it's the same light, like, so whatever. So they use an inline thing like the other ones. Again, not a big fan of that. There's no way around it, so whatever. But it's not my favorite. So here's an interesting thing. So the connection to the extender is really good, nice and tight. Boom. I pulled apart faster than I thought, but anyway, it's good. It's whatever. It's good. But the connector to the battery is pretty flimsy, so that would pop out if it caught something weird. But now the difference is that's going to be in your pack and probably not going to catch on a tree right there. It's going to be, up here catching, and anyway, I doubt that's going to come loose, but that part's not that awesome. The cool thing about Chris and Motominded is when you call to order this thing, you can tell them, hey, I want this hooked. You can tell them what end you want it. So you can have it hooked to, you can probably have it hooked to one of these batteries. You could probably have it hooked to, you can have it hooked to your bike for sure. I know they do that. Anyway, so it's pretty custom, and since Chris and Motominded is a really small company, as is Desert Unlimited and all these other guys, they'll make you custom stuff, which is pretty sweet. So the light, guys, is great. I don't know if I talked about it. The Task battery is great. I think I kind of mentioned it's really simple. It's just a whatever, nothing special about that. The Motominded is $250, I think, for the light, but you don't get a battery for that. $250 will get you that set up to plug into your bike, which is nice, but no battery. You got to buy a battery. So I bought this based on Chris's suggestion. He said that they had really good luck with these, getting good run time and all that. But these are freaking expensive. It's like $200 or maybe more. I don't know, for this XP10 one. It's crazy money, honestly. The cool thing is it can jump your van or your truck because it's got all the stuff on it. But so that's kind of nice. It does double as a few things, so I guess you can, like, let's see. I think you can, yeah, you got a light on it and whatever. So, like, it's a pretty versatile battery to have, like, with you. I don't know how you turn that off. Let's see. I don't know if you turn it off. Oh, there we go. Ah, there we go. Okay. So anyway, so that's cool, but it's so expensive, and it doesn't last any longer than these other ones. So all told, you're in almost $500 by the time you pay tax and whatever for everything for this setup for light and battery. So that's a lot. Like, that's a lot, and it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't last any longer than the other ones. Now, I guess to be fair, I've had that jump pack now for over a year, and I've used it a few times jumping things and run the light and stuff like that, so maybe it's diminished a little bit, but really, I think even talking to Chris, when I got the thing, it wasn't much longer than 4 hours. So, anyway, the mount is so good on this, so good. I am really impressed. It's one of my favorite parts of this thing. So it's magnetic, this part right here, and you get the other part, it comes with it, and you glue it or stick it, whatever, to your helmet. It works great. It's really cool. And then he 3D prints this piece. I can't really see it. Anyway, he 3D prints this piece. It's sweet. So you can take this thing and you click, clunk, goes on, and then you can and you can move it around and get the thing locked in, and then you can, like, come in with an Allen and tighten it all down once you know exactly where you want it, right? So that's cool. I also love it because since it's magnetic, if you go boom and hit something, it flies off, and then you back on the helmet. So you're not stuck out there. It's super easy to grab it. I've actually done, first time I rode with this, it was a dry creek. There's a lot of shrubby bushes and stuff like that there, and I didn't have this routed very well, and it caught on a thing and yanked it off. I just stopped, and it was dangling, grabbed it, back on. So also, I forgot to mention that about the Task. So that's the thing I like about the Velcro on the Task mount, is that if you hit something, boom, comes off, you can just put it back on. Well, what up, hat? So you can just slap it back on, right? So, yeah, I don't love the fact that you gotta like re-aim it, but whatever. That is really, really nice. And I think that's an important thing that they really don't talk about too much when it comes to lights. Guys don't really talk about the mount other than its adjustability. I think the ability for it to get knocked off and put right back on is actually super, super important. So this one does it too. And this one's even better than the Task because it's magnetic. It's, you know, like I said, I've got this thing set to exactly where I want it so that when it, boom, I just, boom, it's back in place. It's right where I want it. So, I mean, you could probably even do it while you're riding, like while you're moving, if you were, you know, lucky enough. So, yeah, that's a brilliant light. I bought the thing. It's mine. I love it. Yeah. Let's see. Again, packaging. If you buy the anti-gravity, you know, battery, then you end up with this. So that's nice. Sadly, though, for Motominded, it doesn't say Motominded on it. All right, let's finish up with the Dango. Like I said, didn't run it tonight, but I ran it before. I know it well. Let's start light. Even though this is only like 200 lumens less than, you know, claiming than the two Baja Designs ones, this is not very bright. It's just not. Well, I take that back. It's bright. It just doesn't throw very far, and it's too diffuse. It just like you really can't see out there very well. Yeah, it's just really not very bright. No, you know, whatever. But it's $100. Battery, light, 150 if you buy the Dango Mount. And so it's far and away the least expensive version, right? But it's really not a great light for night riding. Like, it's just like for actually going for a night ride, it's not the best light. But when I talked to Nick at Dango, when we talked about this thing and we got one here and we checked it out, that's not really what it was made for. It was made for like a just in case kind of thing, or an around camp light or whatever. So anyway, let's talk about it though. It is super durable. It's tiny. It's really burly. It's aluminum case. It's nice. It's got the thing I love. It's got the button on the back. Same kind of deal. It shows green and goes to orange and then red, or anyway, whatever. It shows you charge. With this being here on your helmet, you might be able to actually see that. Turn it like that. You know, you might be able to glance down and see it. If not, you could pull it off, put it back on. So actually, that's pretty slick. You can see how much charge you have left. And that's not super, super important, except when you're out for just a night ride having fun with your friends, and you're like, oh, should we do this next trail? It's kind of nice to look down and see how much light you got, like how much charge you got left, because if you're doing what I did, like on the 125 without a headlight, and this goes out, you're in trouble. This thing is super light. I love the mount. I like the Dango mount. I love them for GoPros. I like them, period. I do like the fact that it can get knocked off of trees. You grab the wire, pull it off, you just put it back on. So it's not going to break. I really, really, really like that. Something to mention, I forgot to mention about the Task Racing and this, is that they have different brightness settings. This one has 3. The Task has 2. That's not important when you're trying to go fast and you're whatever at night and you're just going to run it, and you maybe have more batteries lined up or whatever, or doing a team race, something like that. But if you're out and you're getting worried about how long it's going to take to get back to the car, it's really nice to be able to turn this thing way down on super low, slow way down on the bike. I mean, it's going to suck, right? You're not going to be able to go very fast. Slow way down on the bike and still get there, because it makes the battery last a lot longer. So this one and the Task both have that, and I think that is actually pretty important up to those. The battery pack is sweet. I like it. Packaging, since we're talking about that, it's nice box. It's a box. It's not as cool as a little zippy bag, but it is nice. It's got a magnet on it, foam, all the good stuff in there, so it's sweet. I like it. You know, like I said, it's nice. It's not quite as nice as the Desert Unlimited, but it's also $100 versus $275. So comes with extenders and all that, like all the other ones. So you can run it like way out though. Although that's an up to this thing, is that the normal wire with just the battery is plenty long to go in your backpack. I mean, that's whatever. That's crazy long. So that's pretty cool. You don't really need the extender. Pretty versatile too. You can clip it onto things when you get back to the camp or to the truck to aim it. You know, have dinner or whatever. So that's pretty nice. The other ones don't do that. Yeah, it's a great light for what it is. To me, it's a just-in-case light. It's a great light to just have in your backpack, in the van, you know, whatever. Just, oh crap, it's gonna get dark. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten back to the van and had people that have gotten lost and we don't know where they are, and it's getting dark. Like, crap, we gotta go find them, and no one has lights. And so you're like, well, what are we gonna do? So it would be nice, you know, if you got this in your van, like, I got a light. I mean, you can't go fast, but who cares? You're just gonna go find your friends. So this has a very good place. It is not in the go fast race at night, but it is got a place in the world. So so there we go, guys. That's the 4 lights. That's what I think about them. So now, like I said, I'm gonna choose a favorite. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm gonna pick 2. Okay, I'm gonna pick 2. I will pick my absolute just favorite light, because and it's so you gotta, by saying that you gotta count in what that means to me, right? Because when I go out at night, I take a bike with a light normally. I did not tonight because I wanted to really put the lights to a test. But normally, I'd have my headlight on my 300, which is a big, bright, Motominded Baja Designs rig, and it's awesome. It makes a ton of light. It's really sweet. And then I'd have a helmet light. That being the case, everything being equal, you know, and we're not talking about money. We're just talking about my favorite light. I would have to choose the Motominded. And it's because when it comes down to it, it's really because of the mount. I really, really like so it's a combination of things. The light is crazy bright. It's awesome, and you can change lenses. You can really customize the thing and set it up for what you want. So that's awesome. You can choose the battery run, and that is pretty cool because you can go with lighter batteries, smaller batteries, all that stuff. Or you can spend the money on the big one. Also, that big one does have 2 different ports, and I should check that because it's got one that's like 12 volts at some things and one at 19 volts at some odd amps. Anyway, I should actually check the output and see if I run it on the smaller one, if it would be less lumens, if I'd notice it, and if it would run longer. So I don't know. Sorry, that's a rabbit hole, but anyway. But the mount and the light are what really set that thing apart and what I really like about it. I love the magnetic part of it. I like that it's really close to the helmet, like it sits in tight. I love the lens changeability, so all that. Yeah, so that's my favorite, is the Motominded. It's also the most expensive, but yeah, if it's just we're just talking about my favorite light, money doesn't matter. That's my favorite light. Now, bang for the buck, I'm gonna have to go with the Desert Unlimited. Guys, you did a brilliant job with that light and the battery and all that. You got some stuff I really think you need to fix. I hate the connections. I don't like that at all. I think that's gonna cause problems at night racing. You're gonna have some unhooks. Maybe you've already had that. Maybe you're already working on it. I don't know. But that needs to get fixed. There's things, so if you bought that light, there's things you could do if you're going to go racing and you're like, wow, this has got to work. Electrical tape around, you can fix that, but that's going to be really hard to deal with if you're putting it on, putting the helmet on the backpack, and then tape, that's a pain in the butt. So, there's ways to fix it. If you're on a team, you got people helping, big deal, right? No big deal. But the cord needs to get fixed. But bang for the buck at $275 for battery and light, you get an amazing light. I mean, an absolutely brilliant freaking light. That light it's the same light as the Motominded. And you get a battery that lasts just as long as that giant expensive battery. It's got the charge indicator on the thing. I actually talking to the guys at Desert Limited, he said that he'd seen more like 4 hours out of most of their batteries, but usually that's after a few charges. They kind of like get better. That was a brand new battery, first time it ever charged, so like it might get better. I don't know. But if you got 4 hours, that would actually really change the decision making too, because I mean that's another hour, which is pretty good. But yeah, I think bang for the buck, bang for the buck, it's gonna have to be Desert Unlimited, because it throws super far if you wanted to, or it can be super flood if you want to, with different lens covers. And you can order those from Baja Designs. Like, you don't have to call Desert Unlimited. Also, they make a cover, again, I think it's Baja Designs, that goes just over it to be amber, so you don't have to like swap out the little inside thing with the screws and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I think it's awesome. And the mount, like, I don't love that the mount can break, but I love how easy it is to adjust. So, and I don't think they're going to break that easily. I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but it's something to consider if you're spending that kind of money. Task, freaking great light. It's really, really, really good light. If you were going to always use it with a bike light, this is a phenomenal light. It's just kind of too much of a flood to be a standalone, and you can't change that. Like, you can't put a different lens in here. You can change the color, but you can't change the throw. So, but they got a way better connection. I'm just assuming that the Desert Unlimited guys are going to fix that, because they're brand new to this industry, and so it's going to be a little bit before they get kind of dialed in, I think, but it's great. So anyway, and then again, Dango comes in fourth, but like, that's because it's not really, it's out of its league here. Honestly, for what these things are doing. So anyway, guys, I hope that was interesting. If you have any questions, make sure you comment below. I read and answer every question on the YouTubes. So if you're watching this like 4 years from now, I may not get to it because I may not be watching, checking that far back. But if you're watching, if you're commenting anytime in the near future, I'm gonna respond. We can sell any of these to you if you want to buy them from us. If you don't, that's fine. I mean, honestly, I do stock the Dangos and I stock the Tasks. So that's the other thing. So like, I stock Task Racing and I stock Dango lights because they're less expensive and they're easier to like just fit on any helmet and whatever. Yeah, so I like them all. It's really hard. I don't want anybody to be offended or feel like I gypped them or whatever, but anyway, those are my feelings, so whatever. But yeah, so, if you want to buy them from us, great. If not, make sure you please tell the people that you bought them from, that you heard about it from us. And again, I'm not getting any money from these guys. I mean, if you buy it from me, I do. But I'm not getting any money from them if you buy it from them and mention me. I just want them to know that I appreciate them helping me out, giving me stuff to test. It just really means a lot. So, anyway, and for them to know that that's going and actually paying off would be awesome. So, anyway, I hope you guys liked that video. If it was interesting and awesome and cool, give us a thumbs up. Maybe hit that subscribe button so you see all of our next reviews if you thought this review was good. Let me know what you think about this review. Like, that review sucked, or that review was awesome, whatever. Anyway. Love you guys. Hope you get out, spread the gospel with two wheels. And as always, I desperately hope that what we're doing here at Highland Cycles is inspiring you guys to work on and get out and ride your dirt bikes even at night.